Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night right here on the Edge of Tech for the Community Showcase. Hope everybody's rocking and rolling out there. Sweet intro. Thank you. I hope you can hear me. That's another big thing lately we've been battling is the sound. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Maybe you can shake your heads if you can. And nice. Everyone can hear me. So we're good. But welcome. It's another Monday and another community showcase. And I love it. I love being here on Mondays. I love being here at this time. And I love the early chat. You guys rock. I know there's a ton of chats. I was trying to keep up, but at the same time, I was doing some research and putting some stuff together for the show. So I didn't see everybody's chats, but I know a lot of talk about AC/DC, the 3D. Let's see here. What else we got in there? A lot of AC/DC stuff. Yeah. And Jay Griffiths, thank you so much. I know I said that earlier, but I saw your chat up there, and thank you. Nice. I don't sound like Barry. Well, that's good. In other news, I got a new microphone, and we're gonna try this one. Last week my lav battery died. I'm testing last night, put new batteries in it, and within 10 minutes it died again. So I have no idea what's going on. But I just wanted to welcome everybody, say hi, and we're going to get this thing going right away. Yeah, we've been talking a little bit since the last stream. I know I got a lot of chats. I got a lot of private messages and stuff like that about, that's funny, about community catch-up. And I know Pooch was on the show last week, and we had some people, saying, hey, we missed the community catch-up, and I miss it too. And so I reached out to Pooch. I asked him to join me here. And you know what? He's going to be a co-host for the foreseeable future. And it's going to be awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Puccinelli, a.k.a. Pooch. Welcome, Pooch. How you doing?
I am fantastic. And let me just say, my friend, you sound amazing. Like your radio voice, your DJ voice is coming through loud and clear. Loud and clear.
It's way better than the... Oh, wait, I'm just joking.
Oh, you're killing me.
That's way better than that. So how you been? I know, like I said, God. I mean, we've been talking a little bit, and
I'm like over the moon this week. It's been a crazy last couple of weeks. I'm in a new office space. I finally got out of my garage, and I'm trying to do this right. So like I have an office in a local co-working / Makerspace, which is just amazing. So many great people here with just like ideas flowing and great networking, and it's just one of the best decisions I made in a long time. But it's a lot of work because I'm moving operations for my personal business and stuff here as well, and there's a lot to do on that front. But I know you and you mentioned coming in, we've been talking, and I love, as Pooch the Maker, like being involved in the community on this type of level. And, that was kind of the idea behind Community Catch-Up when Travis and Heather and I originally started that. And that was awesome. We had a blast, and we are still just best of friends and whatnot. But, a lot of changes on both sides, family and priorities and, passions and stuff like that. And so we put it on hiatus for a bit. And I think ultimately, like, the decision was, well, I think it's best if we, kind of do some other things, and, no ill will harbored. I still talk to Travis and Heather daily. I hope we can actually have them on here. So like, I'm very humble that you're bringing me into the fold here, because I just love interacting with the community so much. And I hope that we can maybe carry on some of the stuff that we had done on the catch-up here and get some good, community involvement. There's just so much awesome stuff out there that people want to share. And I love seeing it. I know you love seeing it. And it's such a great way to kind of stay in touch with all the amazing stuff that's happening out there when, we can't always be plugged in.
Right. Well, and that was the thing, we were seeing people saying they missed the community catch up. And, I'm one of those people. I tuned in, every other Wednesday, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And then, when we started this show, I reached out to you guys and I was like, hey, I'm not trying to steal your name, or anything like that. I'm on Mondays. It's completely different. It's more bringing people on.
Yeah.
But now that you guys are on a little hiatus, I think it was awesome. We were talking about kind of merging some of that stuff together and bringing it on to, bringing it on to make all the content for the community better. So I got to ask you, what do you miss about Ketchup? What did you like about Ketchup? And I know you guys did a lot of episodes there too. So
Yeah. I mean, it's first and foremost, it's just being out there, like just chatting with people, like being involved and stuff like that, and having a finger on the pulse, as it were. So I was just blown away at how many people would just kind of take the time to tag things and send them our way, and we had so much fun. Opining on things, and it got me in a little trouble here and there because I'm just kind of silly sometimes, but for the most part, it was fantastic. And the feedback that we got was just resoundingly positive. And I just hate for something with that kind of energy to just kind of fade away, so
right.
So I'm excited that you're interested in potentially combining forces. I mean, the truth of it is that from producing this show, that it's a lot of work.
For sure.
And when it came down to it, we got to a like something's got to give kind of thing.
Right.
And we both have families and all kinds of other priorities with work and business and stuff like that. And so we just kind of sat down and talked about it. And again, no hard feelings, but we just said let's go our separate ways. And I was excited at the prospect of getting back into it because it's just, I think it's something that the community really loves.
Right. Well, and what I really liked is that behind the scenes, we've been talking a lot. We probably spent more time talking or on live chat in the last 2 weeks than I have on my YouTube channel. I mean, I've been on a lot of shows, but we've been doing a lot of talking, especially after the last show when you were on. And we both really care about the maker community. And that kind of encompasses not only 3D printing, but a whole lot of things. And I think that's, one of the big reasons why I reached out and why we were talking so much is that we both really like that community part. And some of the cool things that, visions, right, that we have for the show are going to be just awesome. And we're always going to have the community involved. So that's going to be another great thing. But let's talk about a little bit of the visions. What do we, we can generalize a little. I don't want to give away all of it, right? But we can give you some ideas,
Well, who knows? We've been kind of spitballing back and forth, but there was a lot of things that I think that we wanted Ketchup to be that we never really saw fully through, just because we honestly. It was honestly like we were doing it only every 2 weeks, and it became a very last minute stressful thing. Sometimes to like pair through like hundreds of tags and stuff like that. But my hope was to instead of like having it always be one thing, like to try to break it out. And I really liked doing interviews, but I'm not a like create content for the sake of creating content kind of guy. I would rather make sure that there's time to put some stuff together. And so maybe not do, I wanted to do interviews, but maybe not just like try to force like finding somebody and interviewing them and whatnot for the sake of that. So I really like trying to get some quality individuals, and that can mean a number of different things. It doesn't mean that you have to be a huge influencer in the space, but just having some time to create some questions and kind of go over what the plan is going to be, and maybe like a little bit more prep on some of that stuff. I would love to do more like on location stuff. Like I had a blast. Like we tried one time like where I was traveling and I went up to Protopasta and I filmed some stuff with Alex and Keith, and I was really hoping that we could do more segments like that because I travel a bunch for various things anyway.
Right.
And it doesn't even have to be a large business sometimes. Like there's so many people all over this country and wide world that, you know, if I happen to be somewhere and you do something cool and we could connect and just chat about it, like I'm all about it. And I know, you know, you have access to a whole different maker community on your side of the country. So there's, you know, tons of opportunity there.
And I definitely agree with you. There's when I started this show in the end of July, it was an idea from one of the viewers, right? And they wanted to see what other makers were doing. And I was like, man, that's a great idea. And I love that idea. I still love that idea. It is just super hard to get people to come on every single week and want to show off their stuff just because, you know, multiple reasons. Some people don't want to be on camera or timing's really hard. So I've got several guests. We've done random box openings and stuff like that. But I think an Eccentric Nut hit it right on the head. I think this will bring us some structure. And that's really one of our goals for combining forces is that, you know, we want to do, you know, live guests sometimes. We want to do variety of different maker communities, not only 3D printing, but maybe CNC, maybe Lego, maybe, you know, all the cool stuff that could be done in the maker area. And I think one of the coolest things is that we are both on, I mean, I wish we were in the same place because it'd be easier to film this, you know, but at the same time, the cool part is that we are pretty much halfway across the country from each other. And so we kind of like have half and half, and we can really go see some cool stuff. And it's going to bring some structure. One of our goals on the, you know, for this show going forward and a kind of our, what is it? I want to say our promise yet, but our goal is to actually provide like, some of the shows that are coming up and what's going to be on them and maybe some of the stuff in the past too. So I think that'll be a really cool thing. And that's kind of a cool segue into our next bullet point. What I really liked about Community Catch Up, and you touched on it a little while ago, was that you guys had a tag and people tagged you on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then
not me. Yeah.
not you personally. Yeah. They tagged Community Catch Up, right?
Right.
And then you guys brought that into the show. And I thought that was really cool. I know a lot of the people watching really like that because if you're going through Twitter or whatever and you see things, I can't see everything. You can't see everything. But you guys brought it to their attention and I like that. What did you like about that?
You know, I think what I loved most was that just the response, like how proud people were to show off their stuff and the fact that it gave, like, you don't have to be a huge maker. You don't have to have a YouTube channel out there, but people just felt awesome about getting some recognition for the great stuff they did. It was inspiring for other people to create other things. And so, you know, we would constantly for, you know, months and months after certain shows, it was like, oh, it was just like when we saw, you know, Das Mia do her pinecone pants or whatever, and you know, it's like there'd be kind of references to things, and it was interesting. It was really neat that there was like a familiarity to awesome stuff, and we got a lot of thank yous from people. Hey, thanks so much for shouting out, you know, my thing. It really keeps me, you know, inspired to keep making awesome things, and so, you know, it's just community at its core, right?
Well, I think I definitely agree with you, and I think we should do it here. I think we should.
Yes, we should. But we need a new tag.
We need a new tag.
Yeah.
So hang on. I think I have something.
Do you have?
How about hashtag hot makes?
I love that. I love it. Hot makes
reminds
me of flipping flapjacks. I see, like, I can just see the swag. You know, hot makes. It just rolls off the tongue, and I'm surprised nobody was really using it. You know.
I know. We were talking about this for a while. We wanted something awesome, and we loved hashtag hot makes and hot makes in general. And if Pooch was on the corner and he was selling pancakes, he would be like the hot make, like he was peddling these things like there's no tomorrow. So
peddling the hot makes. Well,
what do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? Let us know what you think of hashtag hot makes. But it is live right now on Twitter. I don't suggest you go right now because we want you to watch the show. Right. But it is live right now on Twitter. Hashtag hot makes will automatically send us a link for any time you guys tag that on Twitter, and then we'll see it and we'll start bringing it to the show next week.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people can tell us what they think, but you don't like it, you can pass sand, because this is my favorite.
He's all about the hot makes.
Hot makes.
No,
It's just yeah, it's good. No, I think it'll be good. It's memorable. It's easy. You don't run into the spelling issues that I think we had with our long thing. And what what I really like about it too is it encapsulates. It can encapsulate anything, right? We talk a lot about 3D printing, but maybe to backtrack on vision a little bit, like I really want, and I've said this on Ketchup and stuff before, like I want to get into some other mediums and stuff and really dive in. And there's so many awesome communities there, for everything from like Lego communities to the Foam Dart League to drone builders and beyond, right? And
right.
You're a maker. You spend the time to do it. Like you can make a hot make. Everybody can make a hot make, right? Flipping hot make.
That's right. Well, and Blasto Supreme, he's here in Wisconsin. First, he asked me if you were in Wisconsin, and no, I wish he was, but he's not right now. He's actually in his new Makerspace, which is or new office space, right?
Awesome. Well, yeah, it's upstairs from the entire Makerspace.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want, maybe we can do like a live tour later if people want. It's pretty rad.
Let's do it. And then he also said, can we get a Instagram tag? And I will look into that. I need to figure out how to automate that. But what was that?
I'm pretty sure. I said, we were just prolific users of Twitter and stuff like that. But the awesome thing about the system we use was we just use if this then that to aggregate for us. Right. And I'm pretty sure there's the same aggregator. So we can compile the list. But what we want to do for you guys is there's so many times that people are like, hey, what was that link that you guys were talking about on Ketchup? And so we want to make the document public so that people can refer back to it, because that's kind of what it's all about, right? It's like you see people's things and you want to, maybe you pull some inspiration from it, you want to look back on it, you want to remember, you want to refer to it on your channel, whatever.
Right.
Awesome. This printer called First. Did you see that?
Yeah, he said he already read it. He already used it. #First. Someone said your audio and you're kind of breaking up a little. You were for a second there. Went a little glitchy, but that's okay.
I gave my move. I wonder if I'm this audio thing is the wiring's a little janky on it, and so if I bump it might come in and out. I think
it's more of a Wi-Fi issue. Maybe.
Is it a stream? Oh man, I was hoping I was past that. I mean, we got smoking really, gigabit here.
I was gonna say what's really awesome is we probably got 3 hours into streaming with each other with no glitches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a whole different system when you have everybody like trying to pull from the stream and stuff too. Right. So there's stuff going on. But more of the stream. Okay.
It looks like a couple other people. Chris Borkaki, Twitter is poop. I don't know about that, but it looks like a lot of people like it, which I hope you do, because Hot Makes is going to be awesome. So spread that around if you want to. He's not using his parents' Wi-Fi again. No. If you want to use that,
get off the Netflix.
I love it. I'll try to get that other parts automated. I will let everybody know as soon as I can automate Instagram, and if I can on Facebook, I'll let you know. I know Facebook's a little different, being the friends and groups and all that stuff, but we'll do it.
I love this Hot Makes of the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I just saw that. Here you go.
Nice. I hear you, Chris. Like I know Twitter doesn't have hesitators and stuff out there, and honestly, I'm not married to any particular medium. It was just like I couldn't focus on all of them, and so somehow I just defaulted to Twitter. But there's tons of other places out there, and who knows, if you guys have ideas for how we can aggregate. There's so many other places that people are posting things and stuff like that we want to be aware of as well. It's just there's a management aspect to it that we have to figure out, because we're going to go crazy having to pair through all the Facebook feeds, all the Twitter feeds, maybe we can take it a step at a time.
So I know Greg just said use if this and that, and I definitely did for Twitter. So I have not I didn't look for Instagram yet, but I will do that. The same thing.
I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
And then
Maybe even Facebook and some of those other ones too.
Yeah, thanks so much, Zolan. He said I already spread it out there on Twitter, including the link to the video. Thank you. And then let's see here. Battlecry says, "Mom, stop playing Fortnite."
I'm Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah,
Apparently,
so Greg is right on. You can do this on. It's super easy to set up too. I did it myself. I never. I've used if this then that before for home stuff, but not for this, and it was real easy to do. So I'm going to jump in and look into Instagram. That was a very good recommendation. And I think what was that? Hashtag hot makes. I was just gonna say hot makes in general, right? Is a great name. I think it rolls off the tongue. It's fun. And
it's hard hitting.
I like the idea of just naming Murph that, just hot makes at the Great Lakes. I love it.
Makes it the Great Lakes.
You know what? I'll start a Wisconsin meetup, and then we'll just start calling it that. Yeah.
You can do okay. You can do hot makes at Salt Lakes. Something.
Well, and
hot makes, not deep fakes.
Right. And we were playing around with this, huh? So that's kind of a fun backdrop too. A little bit of fire. It's a little hot,
It's a little hot in here. That's a shout out to my boy Pyro right there.
There you go.
He's about the fire. Have you seen? And this is a digression, but have you seen what he's doing nowadays?
Oh, the spinners are amazing.
It's the spinnermation thing.
Are amazing. Yes.
Oh, he's like he's like a TikTok god now.
Yeah. We were talking about it.
The tweenies love it.
We were talking about it in chat, and his videos kill on TikTok. They kill on Instagram, and not only that, but super awesome. He is doing an amazing job in sales right now with those things. I mean,
I'm super happy for the guy. He's just going to the next level. He's doing awesome stuff. And I'm really glad that he's getting to part of the challenge. Just be upfront and stuff. Like part of his challenge with doing a lot of the rep cord things was like he wasn't getting to flex his art muscle as much, and so he's really just excited that he's back into doing his creative, and I'm really happy for the guy. He does just amazing work.
I just shot my email out there in the chat. Email me at jim@theedgeoftech.com if you're interested. A bunch of people are saying they're interested in a Wisconsin meetup. I know I have some other people in a list as well. I just haven't jumped on the actual making a group or setting it up. But email me, jim@theedgeoftech.com if you're interested. I just wanted to respond to that. But yeah, he's killing it. I should pull up one of these things because we'll do that. We're going to show one of his spinners. Is that cool?
Yeah. Well, it's fine. I mean, we should totally have him on at some point too, because I'm sure he'd love to talk about it.
Well, and I know, I was actually chatting him like last week, I think, or the week before, and I was like, dude, these are amazing. Some of them I can't look at. I'm just like, whoa. I'll start,
Yeah. You get vertigo.
But what do you think? I know we're 23 minutes in, but how do you feel about a tour? You want to do a tour?
Yeah, that'll be super cool. Let me switch over here. Why don't you kick me over to my B cam?
Sounds
that
good.
I can walk with.
All right. Well, that was Pooch's time on the show. He's done now, and no, I'm just joking. We're gonna swap him over to camera B, we like to call it, and he's in a brand new space that is it's a really cool space, and I'm super excited for him to show everybody about it. Chris Warkaki, thanks for the heads up. I think you're close to Wisconsin. We got to get you up here too, Chris. So I'm gonna turn over my the full screen to you, and I'll let you do your thing. Let's do it.
Am I coming through okay? Do you think I'm still probably doing my Mr. Roboto? I don't know.
No, you're good. It looks good.
Okay, so right now I'm in a little office space that's above the Makerspace that a bunch of startups in the area utilize. So it's nothing super special. I mean, I just got like a little 10 by 12 office here, and I'm still loading a bunch of stuff in. You can see I'm like unpacking printers and various stuff. But I'm gonna head out. The cool stuff is really out in the Makerspace. So I'm gonna head out and we can take a peek. So hopefully this isn't too jarring for people. So this is a really neat space too.
have a bunch of tables that people can like lease as well. So if you can't go all the way to like an office and stuff like that, these are like private tables, so you at least get a little desk space and don't have to like constantly bring your stuff from home. So that's a more affordable solution. There's a lot of students that are here from the local junior college, and the junior college actually does a lot of support of the facility by donating equipment and offering classes and stuff like that. And there's a number of classes in all kinds of different disciplines here. There's an awesome student rate for people to use the facility. It's like $25 a month, and you get to use anything that's here that you'll see here in a second. So I'm going to start by walking over to like the electronics lab. Are you still getting me okay?
Yeah, we're getting you loud and clear. A lot of great comments, and I'll kind of keep track of the comments, and I'll throw them at you at the end.
Cool. All right. So to start off over here, this is kind of the electronics space over here. You've got all your soldering stations, oscilloscopes, pretty much anything you might need to put together a prototype for an electronics product. This is just super sweet here. Like, you got all your capacitors and resistors and anything you might need. It's kind of like take some, leave some, and people are really generous with oftentimes you'll like end up having to buy 20 or something. You only need to use 1 or 2, and then they'll just put them in here, and there's a crew that like organizes it all for you. Same thing with just wiring, like pretty much anything you could possibly need. It's a really neat resource. There's like a little PCB mill if you're into making circuit boards. Over here we got like a little like light dark room area for photography for people who are into that kind of thing. I'm going to kind of zip through a lot of this because there's a good amount, and I know we don't have a ton of time. These are all cages and stuff for people that want to like rent space to like store materials for stuff they're making. Computer area. The space is shared with the local art council who like changes the art out on the walls, which is really cool. Over here we got 3D printing area, so we got a couple Ultimakers, a Lowell's Bot. There's more actually than this that are in various other offices and stuff like that, but for just general use, those are what are out here right now. Plotters, vinyl cutting, all kinds of stuff like that. Coming over here, we got like a little. This is another thing done by the art council. They kind of have like a little museum space, so when you walk in, it's kind of like featured art from local artists. And then of course, you got to have your little coffee bar, snacks, vending machine. Somebody made this really cool like little aquaponics setup back here. Kind of hard to see like that, but there's just so many neat little projects that people have made that they've either donated to the place or they're just showing off here, definitely. And now I'm heading back into some of my favorite stuff, the heavy fab area a little bit more. So back here we got laser cutting, which we do a lot of shop bot into the metalwork area. So
that place is really huge.
It's a good size. We got metal fabrication back here, mills. There's a PCNC 1100, a vertical lathe, a slant lathe. Sorry. All kinds of pretty much any kind of hand tool that you might ever need for a lot of that stuff. And then there's actually even more. So the welding area back here has all the cutters, the grinders, that kind of stuff. And then there's a wood shop as well. And I'll just show you that stuff really quick. There's nobody back here right now, so this is cool. Last time I came back here, like somebody was doing some heavy welding and sparks were flying everywhere. It was pretty awesome. So just like welding, TIG, MIG.
Robbie Mack just asked me if this is your bedroom, just so you know.
Yeah, I live. I don't know if you saw my mat folded up, but it's like I definitely have like little nap time I'll take here because I've put in a lot of hours in this space. This is a really cool little woodworking area. We got an awesome saw stop industrial table saw, which I use a bunch for cutting panels, turning, so lathe, mini lathe, some pretty awesome band saws and joiner, planer, drum sander. Man, it's just sorry. I get super excited about it back here, but and they're constantly getting new things, donated and stuff. So one of the things that's really awesome about this space is that they run it. Sorry if it's a little loud here. Sometimes compressors and fans and stuff are cycling on. I'm gonna head back up. Any questions or anything anybody was saying they wanted to see while I'm down here? Because I'm going to go back to the office.
Yeah, a couple questions. Well, someone said, how's the security? Like, if it was where they were, it probably would be all robbed. But I said, I believe you said it was a for-profit building, so it's all managed, right?
It is all managed. There are security cameras on the walls everywhere. So, Big Brother is watching everything. It's card access 24/7, but everything's locked up. So unless you have somebody with card access or you're with somebody, it's a pretty. I don't want to say it's a remote area, but it's low key. It's not a. There's not a lot around here, so I think they're lucky that there hasn't been really any issues in here. They say that most of the issues they have are more from people just not out of malice, but just out of like ignorance, borrowing something, forgetting to put it back somewhere, that kind of stuff. And thankfully,
right,
it's managed by, like I said, it's a for-profit thing, and so there's like actual paid people to manage a lot of that stuff. Whereas with a lot of makerspaces, you get issues when like everybody's trying to share and nobody's like really owning the equipment, and if it breaks, whose responsibility is it, and that kind of thing.
Bernie from Ireland, I believe, he says he's moving here. You ready for me to switch back?
Yeah.
There we go. So
go to the
I was just gonna say that was a new segment on the show. It's called Running with Pooch, your weekly exercise.
That wasn't bad. Yeah. It's kind of disorienting. I've never really done the kind of like selfie tour thing before. I know you see people doing that on their channels and stuff. But
Sure. So Greg from Greg's Maker Corner says, at only $25 a month, how do they make any money?
Well, okay, so $25 a month is just the student rate. So it's $125 bucks a month for just general.
Oh,
okay.
So it's to me personally, like I'm here all the time. I use it. I think it's worth every penny. If for nothing else, like first of all, like being able to get time on a mill, like that they've got and some of that stuff, like you're not gonna come anywhere close to that. So if you're willing to learn, so there's and to be fair too, a lot of the equipment you have to take classes and get certified on. The mill is one of the hardest ones. So, you take the basic class and that just gets you like in the door, and that's like, okay, now we'll talk about level 2. And, because there's a lot at stake on, it's one thing if you're running your 3D printer and you crash the hot end and stuff and you might have to rebuild it. If you're with a $50,000 mill plus, you crash that thing, that it can do some serious damage. So
do they charge you for the classes to get the certification?
Yeah. So the general public can actually come in and there's classes for everything from, like I said, vinyl cutting, textiles, photography, all the way up to metalworking, welding, fabrication, woodworking, stuff like that. So general public can come take classes here if they want and do. And then if you're a member, you get discounted rate on the classes, but they're very reasonable. I would say it's like, so as a member, I think classes cost me like $20, but once you get certified on things, it's like, you don't have to re-up or anything like that. So, just get your certification and go from there.
When Abraham said he wishes there was something like that, I do too. That would be so cool. I mean, we have Milwaukee Makerspace, and from what I heard, I've never been down there yet, but from what I've heard, it is really nice Makerspace. They have a lot of stuff, a lot of equipment, and I need to get down there. Maybe that'll be one of our on locations. I'll go down and see if they'll let me in the Milwaukee Makerspace. And
I'm sure they would let you in and love to give you a tour and all that stuff. I mean, it's critical to the existence of those things to like build excitement and get membership and stuff like that. So.
Right.
And who knows? You might learn something. You might get hooked. How far away is it from you?
Probably 40-ish, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a haul. This is actually this is 30 minutes from where I live. So it's at first I was like, having a commute kind of sucks, but honestly, it's not a big deal. I come down here, I'd spend most of the day here. I go back, and it's kind of good to just get out of the house and interact with other people. So I've been working from home for so long.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is a good point. Sean Butler says, I just did a Google search. It seems like we have one of those about 10 miles from my house. I had no idea. So if you're looking for something like this, search Makerspace in your city or, something like that. What is yours actually called? Is it a co-op?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, so this place is called the Hacker Lab. There's actually 3 locations, so your membership actually gets you access to all 3. I mean, it's an amazing value if you use it. So I pay a little bit more to have like an office space and all that stuff, but I have office space membership, and then there's a one of these down in downtown Sacramento, which is about an hour away from where I live, and then I'm in a city called Rockland right now, and then there's another little satellite one in Rancho Cordova, and they each kind of have there's some overlap in terms of the equipment they have, but they have kind of different things and they offer different classes at each. And so
Nice.
I really, really recommend, if you have any interest in this, do a little research. Yeah, I think it's supporting an amazing cause, because I think in the modern era, so many fantastic ideas are born out of places like this.
Right.
And you can, it's great for just further education for yourself. If you just want to try something new, learn something new, meet new people, the people in here are just all amazing. And honestly, if there's one downside, it's that it's harder to get stuff done because you just want to like chat with people all day
Right.
about different ideas and stuff. But support it. I really, really have a passion for these types of places, and long term, I would love if I could kind of. I think I would do this a little bit differently if I was doing it myself. Like I have more of a passion for the entrepreneurial side, so I would love to see one that was more like more of an incubator, where maybe you actually had trained machinists but you could trade off helping people get their product off the ground for part share or something if they don't have cash to get it off. But anyway, we can talk about that another time.
No, you're good.
There's just so many great things about these, and there's a lot of them that are really struggling because they're not managed well or operated. It's tough when it's done as a nonprofit and there's a board, and it's only as good as the people that are willing to. And if people aren't making money and getting paid, they're only going to put as much effort into it as they have time to or want to.
Nice. And it looks like the chat is blowing up saying, hey, there's one near me. There's one near me. So that's see, this is what this is about. We're talking about makerspaces, and people start searching while they're watching, and and they're starting to find these things around them. And that is so cool. I love that about the community. I know, I think it was Blasto. Earlier. Yeah. Blasto Supreme. He's a Wisconsinite, and I met him at Milwaukee Maker Fair. Super nice guy. But he did make a comment about having to when I made a comment about Pooch's run, earlier about your weekly run or your exercise with Pooch or whatever. He said we need to have some video transition videos for the segments, and that's what this is.
We're working on it, huh?
I'm just messing around, but hashtag hot makes, throw it out there.
Hot makes.
So that's awesome. I'm going to have to look now. I might have to go down to the Milwaukee Makerspace. The issue for me is a little farther away. I work about 20 minutes away, so it's closer, but it's not quite as easy to access from here. But Appleton does have one that's only less than an hour away from me as well.
You're gonna be in trouble, Jim, because you remember how you felt when you went to Murph the first time, and you were like, "This is amazing," but it's like that for like all the things.
I know. Well, and then trying to finish this up, and then with baby coming, I probably shouldn't go.
yeah, you gotta prioritize for sure.
So something else we were talking about is some news. Like I think we've both been seeing some things on Murph.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Murph for a little bit. I mean, we still got about 20 minutes, and I really want to talk about some of the things that are coming up, and Murph is one of those things. So go ahead. I'll let you start.
Do we have a new segment video or transition? We could.
I don't have a transition, but I could do this.
Oh, boom. News 30. I love it.
I just totally made this up. This is nothing set in stone at all. We were just messing around with backgrounds. But if you do have ideas that you can't tag, you can always email them to me now at news@theedgeoftech.com. But Murph, let's talk Murph.
Yeah, so Murph's coming up beginning of next month. And for those of you who, I think most of you know what it is, but if you don't, it's the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. It's like the mecca of 3D printing. It's in Goshen, Indiana, middle of Amish country, middle of the country, salt of the earth people. It was started by the CNC people who are based out of there, so that's why it's in Goshen. But it is a really, really awesome event because it's just like the purists, right? It's not like a maker fair where there's all kinds of different things and 3D printing is just a little tiny subset of the maker fair. Like this is all 3D printing. People come in with like new awesome printer idea. Like every year is just like, it's tough because it's like I go for my business and I have a booth and I try to show off my stuff and it's a bummer because I want to just spend some time walking around. So luckily I'll have some help this year and hopefully I'll be able to break away and do a little walking around, a little spool racing, a little light spool racing, something like that, and then to see what's new and awesome. But obviously the big news is people are dropping out because of coronavirus.
Right. And that's what Bernie was saying here, that all St. Patrick's Day's stuff has been called off in Ireland due to the coronavirus. That must be some serious stuff because there's no way the Irish ever stop drinking. And
I mean, you know what? They'll just look. The Irish have been through a lot, potato famines and stuff like that. And if they just have to stay at home and drink, they'll stay at home and drink. But I do feel bad that it's having the impact that it is. And I really struggle with this because and maybe it's because I have the luxury of not falling into like the really threatened classes of people that are affected by these things. And it's not to say that I certainly couldn't fall ill or something like that as well. But there's obviously an element of hyper focus, I guess, to be fair. And I hate to see it turn into like a fear-based, a panic-based thing. I think that people need to be responsible, and I respect everybody needs to do what's right for them and their family. But I kind of said earlier, and I got a lot of private messages about this. I think it's a little bit overblown, and I know that's not a popular opinion for some. Like I'm not trying to be insensitive to the fact that this is serious and it has an impact, but it's. I guess at the end of the day, for me, it's not like if we all just like hide inside for months at a time, it's gonna the coronavirus is just gonna die and go away. Risk of infection from any number of things is always a problem. And I get that, when it's first coming out, you want to prevent the spread. Obviously we want to buy some time so that we can have treatments and things like that. But it's really a bummer for something that's not a huge event. Like there's a good boost to, Goshen doesn't get, like, we literally double the population of Goshen
Right.
for a weekend. And it's a big impact financially to the people that organize Murph, to vendors that have to go. Like, to me, I'm bummed, there's other vendors dropping out and people dropping out, and it's not trivial for me to spend that kind of cash and go there. And I'm just afraid, like, I'll be there and there's not going to be anybody there, and it's going to be a waste of time and money. I do a lot of busting my ass to get stuff ready to show off, and it's just really bummer. But I mean, I get it. It's that's life sometimes. I don't know.
Well, I think we have to. We're still a little bit away. We're a little less than a month away, right?
Yeah.
And maybe between now and then, it'll either slow down, or maybe, maybe we're going to be eating these words later because in a month, maybe it's blown up. And I really hope that doesn't happen. I think that it is spreading probably faster than we know. But I don't think it's I don't know. I guess opinions are opinions, right? And I think you're right. And one of the things that you may have touched on there was that when big companies, someone said up in here, Prusa's not coming now.
Yeah, they announced this morning. I was bummed about that because I was hoping to show something to Joe. Yeah.
And when people see that, I think it takes cause for them to think about it more, and I get it both ways. Like, the people internationally, it's hard for them right now with the travel. Do you get on an airplane where you don't know who is on that airplane? Stuff like that. I get it. For me, I'm struggling because Lindsay's pregnant. We're 2 months away from a baby, and the last thing I need to do is go get something crazy at Murph and come home with coronavirus, and she's gonna have a baby. I just, obviously we don't want that to happen. But I'm struggling as well. I see it both ways. It's hard. But I think we'll know a little better in 3 weeks here, when how much. I can tell you from a hospital side, I work for a very large hospital group.
Yep.
And we were just told today we have to spin up 100 laptops, and they just ordered, I can't remember, 100 iPads or something for virtual visits, and then 100 laptops for people who cannot come in because they're being quarantined or could be quarantined. It's not because there's no confirmed cases right now in Wisconsin. There has been, but there isn't currently. But it's just like everybody is gearing up just in case, and it goes both ways. For us, we're doing it to be precautious just in case. But I guess you never know. I think in 3 weeks we'll tell. I don't blame you for thinking what you're thinking, because it's definitely a valid, definitely a valid thing. I know there's a whole lot of comments going on right now, and
there's a lot of opinion and passion around this. And like I said, Martin has a good point. The doctor that first reported the virus, he was hail the hero, but he died from it, and he was my age. So like I said, I understand that I'm not impervious from it. Luckily, my only point earlier was, I think it's probably easier for me to come from this standpoint as somebody that's not in one of the really, really high risk groups statistically.
Right.
I get that nobody's completely immune from it, but and I don't. It's interesting because I think that we live in a day and age where we have the ability now to really be hyper focused on something like this. We wouldn't be able to aggregate all of this information, and track it the way that we do. And I hate saying something like this, but the media really is latched on to it because it's just, that's what people are, I hate it because I think there's an element that it's fear based, and
I think
I don't know. Maybe right.
He has a point here. Opinions suck because they're not using facts. Unfortunately, and this is, I don't know if this will be a popular comment to make on this channel, but unfortunately, I think our news is a lot of news, and it doesn't matter what side. I don't care what side of the fence you're on, has gone to talking about their opinions and not reporting the facts. And I think that's what we're all probably talking about right now. And
well, man, we could go way down that rabbit hole because there's a lot of argument over what's fact and what's not. I mean, that's another big problem in this day and age. And ideally, I don't know if I fully agree with the premise of that statement. Ideally, I would say a good opinion should be founded in some degree of being informed.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. People can hide behind, this is my opinion. I can opine on whatever ridiculous thing that I particularly want. But if, you want to be taken seriously, ideally, you want to be some degree of informed. And then a lot of times the debate becomes about, well, your source of information is wrong, your source of information wrong. And so it's like, how can anybody know anything in this day and age? And that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah, right. And there's some good, I just posted it a second ago, but Blasto really has some good points here. You just need to be smart. Keep your hands washed. Don't touch your face. Don't stick your fingers in your mouth. And then don't travel if you're sick. I saw that in the news as well, that there's people not obeying the home quarantine, and they're just going out to events and stuff. It's like, whoa. If you're at home for 2 weeks because they think you're going to have this, stay there, because the rest of us don't want it. Right. But yeah, I think we'll find out, and I'm really hoping for all of us and for the world that this gets better soon. Well,
it's not the first time we've been through this. There was MERS and SARS and all this stuff, and I'm not a scientist, a biological scientist, or whatever the study of these pandemic type things are, but I don't think those things just vanished. It's just like we kind of cycle in, and this is particularly scary because it's got a very high mortality rate, relatively speaking. So I understand that we're not comparing apples to apples necessarily when we say, oh, well, the flu has killed way more people the other way. So this is outside of my realm of specialty, and so I don't know that it's good for me to opine fully. but I'm just saying I'm sad about the impact that it has on Murph and other, South by Southwest was canceled, and the a lot of
stuff, yeah.
events, they're playing without audiences and stuff, and it's just,
Right.
I mean, unfortunately that's life, and I think we're only going to see more of it the more people there are on this planet.
Sure.
Mother Nature tries to find a way to keep things in check, and that's probably not a popular thing to say, because we as humans want to believe that we're above natural selection.
Sure.
but
Well, and I have to. Sean had a good point. He said, "Come on, we're here for 3D printing," and that's how it started. We were talking about Murph.
You're right, Sean. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we go down this road because it's such a big thing right now. Just be safe, everybody. Hopefully, in your country, in your state, in your city, whatever. Just be safe and do what you can to stay safe. In 3D printing news,
Yeah.
I had something
Bring it back for us, Jim.
on my list. In 3D printing news, I don't know that a lot of you know this, but TiVo, I was working with them with they gave me a printer early. I said it's right up here somewhere. It's actually right there. They gave me that printer, and then they offered one up for my 5,000 subscriber stream, which was amazing of them. Unfortunately, they never provided it. And the only reason why I'm saying this now is because there's a lot of rumors going around right now that TiVo has gone under, or is about to, or is going under. And I have it pretty good authority. One of the main, if not the main, people that does support for them was talking to me this week and trying to help me get that printer, actually, and he's lost contact with them now too. So just be careful if you're looking at a TiVo printer. I don't have anything bad to say about that. I'm not going to bash them or anything like that, but the support may be lacking and you may never get it. So if you search TiVo right now, there is over 200 complaints of people not getting their stuff within the last couple months, all the way back to December or something. And I just don't want any of the viewers here to go through that. So just be careful. I am going to go through my videos and I am going to take down any sale, affiliate links for TiVo, just because I don't want anyone clicking and buying them. If they're not available, I don't want you guys to get in trouble and waste your money. So what do you think?
Right.
I mean, what do you think on that? I know I tried to do that gracefully. I'm
No, I think that's fair.
It's a hard
I
topic.
mean,
Hard topic.
it's, we're in a really interesting industry where, we are all experiencing it on a daily basis. I've been doing it for years a lot of the time. And so, it's not as new and exciting for us, but, the people that are just getting into it and looking for a value print or something like that, I think it's fair to say, hey, just be aware that this company is probably not going to be around to support this. So that's not to say that there probably won't be some amazing deals to be had if you're the type of maker that is cool with just getting stuff on the cheap and working on it on your own, and
Right.
you don't expect any support. I have a couple tornadoes that I've heavily modded that work great, but I've never tried to reach out to TiVo for any kind of support, nor
Right.
and see, I temper my expectations with a lot of that stuff. If I'm buying a printer at that price point, I know fully well it's kind of what you see is what you get. That's my expectation.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's unreasonable to expect a manufacturer to stand behind their product, but
Sure.
but
Well,
I'm
and I'm
not
not saying they're bad
those
printers
things,
or anything either. I mean, I'm not here to bash anybody. I want to throw it out there. Just be careful with your money currently. If maybe Amazon has them and you really want one, jump on the Amazon warehouse. But once they run out, I'm not saying you're going to get them, because there's a lot of people ordering them from TiVo and some other places that are not getting their stuff. And I just didn't want anyone to be stuck without anything.
I think it's a good public service, and I think it's fair. And you know what? We've been around now, and we've kind of, for those that are aware of kind of the S curve of adoption of technology and stuff like that, I would say that we've gone through peak hype, and then we had our, culling of the herd, and I think we're in kind of incremental growth. And we've seen some titans or whatever,
Right.
fall from grace, and I don't know if I would call TiVo a titan necessarily, but there have been casualties in the space, and companies have been bought or acquired or shut their doors or whatever, and it's kind of par for the course. So
Sure.
it's a good public service.
Yeah, and with that, I think we should do. One more thing. I think you had a topic you wanted to bring up, a little hot or not per se. I don't know if anyone out there remembers
hot or not.
Hot or not? Yeah.
Swipe right. Swipe left.
Right.
I think it was before swiping. It was like tap left, tap right. It was like.
this.
Do you remember hot or not? Do you remember
I
that?
remember it was before apps. I think it was.
It was a website based. Yeah.
Yeah, you threw your pictures up, and then you let people in the world judge
me.
Tell me something.
People
this day and age, I don't see that happening. It's called Facebook, really, but
yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, but you had a good one. So let's check it out. Let me drop it in the stream here. Boom, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. So here's an article I found for hot or not. Do-it-yourself moms, that's moms for the people on this side of the pond, are going wild for a 15-pound glitter grout that leaves boring bathrooms sparkling. Glitter grout? No, this is a not from me. That's a big not. Pooch hates glitter. They are marketing this as like a grout product, but it is literally a puffy paint pen that you just putting puffy paint on your grout, man.
This is amazing.
I mean, look, I get it. People want to bling. They want to bling their stuff. But if you think that putting some puffy paint in your grout in your bathroom is gonna make maybe you just have a different aesthetic than me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, come on.
Convince me. Look at it sparkle there. Look at it sparkle.
Tell me you don't want that in your bathroom while you're taking a shower.
Grout bling. It makes me feel.
Oh,
what is that? Oh, that's. Gun. Oh, it's a caulk gun. Okay, yeah.
So if you want to do glitter projects,
okay. So it's not. It was up there. It looked like it was in a squeeze tube.
Yeah.
So at least that makes me feel like it's more of a okay. It's like because that is a puffy paint tube. That is not a caulk. That is not a caulk gun.
Next thing you know, we're going to be bedazzling our bathrooms.
I just say bedazzle all the things. So if you're going to glitter grout, you need to bedazzle your shower curtain alongside of it.
Right. So I love the.
I need a graphic. Pooch says not.
Yeah, there you go. We'll work on that. Okay. So So you're saying not.
I'm saying not. That's a big not for me.
I'm saying. No, I'm not. My wife would absolutely love this. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you serious? Lindsay would love that.
She loves glitter. She loves sparkly. But you know what? I don't think she would even go along with. We could do this ourselves for $2.
You could. I mean, that reminds me. Did you see people all the drama going around social media about people making their own hand sanitizer because everyone's been buying it out, and now like a lot of people are like, this is a terrible idea, and
toilet paper.
Somebody's like, I could use Everclear to make hand sanitizer. But anyway, make your own puffy paint glitter.
So I think if I look at the chat correctly, I'm pretty sure that's a not from almost everybody in the glitter.
Okay, I mean they're in agreement. Pooch is right about something.
I said in the chat, right? Dr. Jekyll, I gotta throw this up there. Glitter equals the herpes of the craft world. That's because once you spill it, you never get it out. It doesn't matter where you are.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Pooch hates glitter, especially loose glitter. I will be tolerant for the sake of my kids if it is within a substrate, say like a paste where the glitter can't escape. But I still don't like glitter.
Right.
That's the end of that rant.
Robbie Max says he just doesn't understand. Where's his comment here? Oh, it didn't pop into it over on this side yet. He says he doesn't understand why we just don't get whole tiles that are made of glitter.
I mean, I'm sure somebody makes them, right? But it's on my list. It's on Pooch's poop list. There's sanding prints, glitter. I'd say glitter first, then probably sanding prints, and I'll have to think of what my other top 5 hates are.
Right. I love it. So
poor
I'm
quality linear bearings. Poor quality linear bearings.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of having a boy because we're gonna have less glitter than if we had girls.
Hey
I'm
man,
trying to.
that's kind of sexist. Don't make assumptions
Hey,
about what your son might be into.
damn. So
You're gonna
I'm
learn really quick that you don't get a say necessarily.
right. Well, I'm hoping because I tried to make like the no glitter in the house rule, and I got totally over. There was an absolute no to that. So I'm hoping we can just have less glitter, and you never know. Maybe next week, if you get a package in the shop, you'll open it on stream. It might look like a tube. No, I'm just playing. Have you ever seen those glitter bombs?
Glitter bombs come in many shapes and sizes. I was glitter
No,
bombed
this is true.
by broke ass Wonder Woman at Murph last year, 2 years ago. I still haven't forgiven her.
Nice. Well, hey everybody, it is about time. We are still going to try to keep this around about an hour, just because we know it's a Monday and people have families, they want to get to dinner and that kind of thing. But you guys rock. Thank you so much for coming out. Pooch, welcome. I can't wait to move forward and see what the cool things we come up with for the community.
Thanks, man. That's awesome to be here. I had a lot of fun, and I appreciate people letting us just pontificate about things for a brief spell. But I really look forward to getting back into showing off all the stuff that you guys are making. So let's start getting those hashtag hot makes up there. And yeah, you know what? If you find something on on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever, like certainly hashtag it there. But if you want to throw a link on Twitter, if you have it, just until we figure out the system, and then maybe we'll update you next week on how we can try to pull it in from more places, because I don't want to make anybody feel like they have to use Twitter if they don't want to use Twitter.
Right. And as soon as we're done with this stream, I am going to make it a point to work on the Instagram part. I will tweet it out as soon as I can. But it looks like we already got some out there. That's awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much. We have like 10 of them out there or something like that, or 8 of them. So you guys rock. Keep it up. Hashtag hot mix.
Hey, 3D Print Vikings in the house. Did you see he just crossed a big subscriber number too? Congrats on that, buddy. And thanks for staying tuned in at 1:02 a.m.
1:02 a.m.
Vikings. The Vikings love you, man.
Yeah. He was I think he's been in for a while. We said hi a while ago, but yeah, definitely congratulations on that, Thomas, and we look forward to your streams too. But again, everybody, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Pooch, again for joining this craziness, and I'm
Dude, this is going to be awesome. I'm pumped too.
I'm excited to what we can all put together, and if anybody wants to throw it in the comments as soon as I'm done, the comments will be active in the video. Throw it out there. Let people know on the video comments too what you think, and hopefully it's good. If not, let us know. Let us know too. We don't care. Just that's going to be awesome.
Hey, last minute rant. How come nobody commented on my sweet Cybertruck shirt, man? Look at that. Maybe it was hard to tell what it was.
Yeah, it is.
I got hit straight in the chest with a steel ball.
Oh yeah. Now it makes sense what that is now. Like hey, can we test your window? There you go. Nice.
Fanboy.
That's amazing.
But thank you.
Thank you again. We will see you. Check the description for where you guys can find us. I'm pretty sure you know where to find me because you're on my channel, and you know where to find Pooch. It'll be all in the description below. But you guys have a great night. Hang out right there. I'll be right back with you, Pooch. And you guys, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. You guys rock.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.